You have probably heard this funny story about a man who did not want to part with his money. I'll give you the short version if you haven't heard of it. There was a greedy old miser who loved his money so much that he made his wife promise that she would put every cent he had in his casket after he died. Well, as it so happened, he did die. And just before they buried him, his wife put a box in the casket. Her friend asked her if she really carried through with her promise to bury him with all that money. She replied, "I sure did. I'm a good Christian, and I'm going to keep my word. I gathered up every cent he had, put it in my bank account, and wrote him a check." That story gives me a chuckle, but it also makes a good point. We admire the wife for her wise solution to the problem. At the same time, we recognize the foolishness of a man who thought material possessions secured his life. Now, if you are a believer, you know you have an abundant life secured in Jesus, a life of riches beyond measure. It's no funny matter when we lose sight of this reality and settle for worldly loose change. But let's face it, in our materialistic world, there is always something shiny to distract us. So, here's a little reminder of how we can keep our eyes on the reality we have in Christ, so we don't play the fool this side of the grave. Since you have been raised to new life with Christ, set your sights on the realities of heaven, where Christ sits in the place of honor at God's right hand. Think about the things of heaven, not the things of earth. For you died to this life, and your real life is hidden with Christ in God. And when Christ, who is your life, is revealed to the whole world, you will share in all His glory. So put to death the sinful earthly things lurking within you. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, and evil desires. Don't be greedy, for a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping the things of this world. I hope that will be a helpful reminder to you the next time you are tempted to settle for worldly wealth. The treasure that we have in knowing Jesus and Jesus knowing us is wealth beyond measure. I'm Greg Williams, speaking of life. And hey, if you still want to take your money with you, give me a call and I'll gladly write you a check.